top story tonight, a dangerous scene on the west side this afternoon. Dothan police flooding through intersections, running code, that's lights and sirens, and it was all for a hoax. A 911 call coming in just after 2 o'clock this afternoon made operators believe that a frantic dad was reporting his 9-year-old son had been shot in the head, not breathing. The fake caller then taking it a step further, indicating that an older brother was likely the shooter and was on the run. Dothan police had no choice but to respond fast and in strong numbers. DPD Lieutenant Doug McGill says fake calls happen, but this one was over the top.
Usually not to the extent.
4 students from New Brockton rushed to the hospital under mysterious circumstances this afternoon. Good evening and thanks for watching the news at 6 o'clock. At least 4 students reportedly taken to the ER with high levels of carbon monoxide. Let's get to this story. Paige Weeks live in New Brockton with the latest tonight. Paige, residents in that area are left shocked and feeling grief over the incident. Brantley Weatherford is in studio tonight with us with more details on this story. Mr. Weatherford, good evening. Welcome back, friends, on this Monday evening. A series of new motions filed by Coley McCraney's defense team today regarding the evidence found in the investigation of J.B. Beasley and Tracy Hollett's murders back in 1999. The motions ask for the evidence to be re-examined and tested by experts to make sure that the evidence follows the elevated standards found in capital murder cases. This means an independent test of McCraney's DNA and the DNA found at the scene. Now, the motions also ask for McCraney to be taken to the crime scene physically to give statements to his attorneys. They also requested that black Mazda 929 full-size sedan to be submitted for evidence in the case as well. Check the website for updates. Also, new details on yesterday's manhunt on the north side of town. Police say Jason Dwayne Creel made his way into a Dothan resident's home during his escape. He stabbed the family's dog. He then removed his muddy clothes and used a family computer to watch pornography until he fell asleep naked under one of the beds. The resident found Creel since his feet stuck out from under the bed. Creel is a convicted felon. His guilty plea earning him a 15-year prison sentence back in 2010. Obviously, he didn't serve all of that. Creel faces charges for theft and animal cruelty, among other things. Mobile County deputies digging up graves at a Mobile County cemetery this morning. The sheriff's office investigating Heritage Memorial Gardens since the month of May after they got several reports from people claiming that they paid for caskets but were not sure their loved ones were actually buried in those caskets. She's that mother accused of placing her dead 6-month-old baby in a freezer in a local motel. She'll go to prison too. Donna Williams in the courtroom for today's plea deal. Donna, good evening to you. The man back behind bars yet again. This one's not for the kids either. After getting caught in trouble for publicly masturbating in a local store this past weekend, Antonio Martez McGlown entered a Dollar General, asked the cashier for itch cream, and allegedly began masturbating right in front of her. That nothing bad happened here today, but that it does show Dothan's vigilance in protecting churches. A passerby called 911 reported a man with a high-powered rifle in the parking lot of Harvest Church this afternoon. And that actually was true. There was a man in the parking lot with a rifle pointing it as if he was ready to shoot. Dothan Police Department's 3rd squad all over this, a dozen officers on scene within mere minutes, and they had a plan in place for how to approach the man, but it was, however, a big misunderstanding, and the man was perfectly legal in having the gun.
This is a special report from WDHN News.
Good morning. Ben Stanfield with you here live from the WDHN News studios in Dothan this morning. We will be preempting the majority of the view today to show you the return home of Navy Ensign Joshua Caleb Watson, who was killed in that shooting last Friday at Naval Air Station Pensacola. Joshua Caleb Watson was the hero. He was shot 5 times, and in that process, as he ran towards the gunman to save lives, he was also able to get away and alert others, first responders, to where that shooter was in that building, and they were able to take the shooter out because of this young man's actions right here. And this morning, as his casket is wheeled off of that airplane, he is welcomed home as an American hero. Another grand gesture here by first responders and Enterprise as well. If you look to the left side there, Enterprise Rescue, Enterprise Police, Enterprise Fire Department, and those who have served in the military will offer their salutes of respect and just a grand display of love today as they welcome him home. Jillian says thank you for the live feed so that we could be a part of his procession all the way from Hawaii this morning. Another person watching us from Hawaii today. Thank you for being with us. Stephen says hometown is Pensacola. So sad that this happened. Rest in peace until Valhalla, from Shepherd Air Force Base. Michael's with us this morning from Fort Stewart. Joy says rest in peace, sailor. Amber, prayers to his family. Thank you for your service. Grew up and graduated from Enterprise, watching from Fort Campbell. Jamie's with us from Georgetown, Georgia.
It was just after 1 p.m. when a Buick crashed through the guardrail over Bear Creek and submerged into the bottom of the waterway off of U.S. Highway 84, just west of Bay Springs Road toward Wicksburg.
The guy that was with me trying to help me says it's about 18 foot. We knew it was there. You could feel it, but you couldn't see it.
It was a frantic scene after the crash, with first responders and passersby diving in to attempt to save the woman who was completely submerged underwater and trapped inside that Buick.
We were trying to get her out. We thought we might could bust the window out and pull her out the window because they weren't having no luck with getting the car up.
Alabama state troopers are investigating and are unsure exactly what caused that vehicle to leave the roadway, smashing through the guardrail and plunging into Bear Creek below.
A lot of life-saving efforts made by the local rescue squads and the EMA here to try to, rescue the woman.
A scene that saw many heroics from many people, all in an attempt to save a life. In Dothan, Ben Stanfield, WDHN.